What's up guys and welcome to another video. Today we've got the Realme 7 Pro compared to the Realme 7. Now this is one of the videos that we've been thinking about doing for quite a while now, just because some of the specs are maybe a little bit confusing, and we thought that we'd do a full breakdown and basically tell you the pros and cons of spending a little bit extra and getting the 7 Pro compared to saving a little bit of money and staying on the Realme 7. So this is what this video is about, and we're basically just going to have a spec comparison. Now, first off, we're just going to go around the outside of the devices and show you a little bit about what they look like and some of the key external features of the devices. So on the right-hand side of the device, you've got obviously the sleep and on and off buttons here. However, on the Realme 7, that is also a fingerprint sensor. On the Realme 7 Pro, it's just a sleep on and off button. That is because the fingerprint sensor is under display, and it also has facial recognition. On the back of the devices, you'll see a very similar story on both devices, just with a slightly different setup. You've got a quad camera, 64 megapixel rear camera here, so very similar. On the left hand side of the device, you've obviously got, again, very similar volume knockers and your dual SIM card slots with expandable micro SD slots. On the top of the devices, on the Realme 7, you have got nothing. On the 7 Pro, you've got a microphone hole there. On the bottom of the devices, you've got your loudspeaker, USB Type-C, microphone, and headphone jack as well. On both of these, you get a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is nice to see. If we open them up and turn the brightness to the max, you can see a slight difference in display brightness. Now that is because on the Realme 7 Pro, you've got an AMOLED display compared to the LCD display on the Realme 7. You also notice that they both have punch hole cameras in the top left. The camera is slightly larger on the Realme 7, despite being slightly lower in megapixel size. On the Realme 7, you've got a 16 megapixel selfie camera compared to a 32 megapixel selfie camera on the Realme 7 Pro. So slightly better selfies on the 7 Pro. You'll notice that the Realme 7 is actually slightly larger than the Realme 7 Pro, and that may be down to the larger battery packed inside the Realme 7 as well. In the Realme 7, you've got a 5000 milliamp hour battery compared to 4500 milliamp hours on the 7 Pro. Talking about batteries, on the Realme 7 Pro, you've got a massive 65 watt fast charger. That is actually a super dart charger as advertised by Realme, and that will take you from 0 to 50% in 12 minutes or up to 100% in 34 minutes, which is super quick, compared to the 30 watt charger on the Realme 7, which will take you up to 50% in around 30 minutes and to 100% in just over an hour. So there's a slight difference there. However, not massive difference, and the battery size is bigger on the Realme 7. So on a slightly more confusing note, you've got a mirror silver 7 Pro here, which looks very much a blue color, and a mist white 7, which again looks like a blue color as well. The color names are always a bit funny with Realme and a lot of Android phones, and this just goes to show, although I do think that the colors look absolutely stunning on these devices. I really like the design with the Realme logo in the bottom left-hand corner of both of these devices. You've got a better chipset on the Realme 7 Pro with a Snapdragon 720G compared to the MediaTek Helio G95 on the Realme 7. Also, you've got basically the similar size RAMs on both the devices. They both come in either 8 or 6GB RAM, and that is reflected in the gigabytes in storage sizes as well. You can have 64 or 128 gigabytes of storage on the Realme 7 compared to only having 128 gigabytes of storage on the Realme 7 Pro. And as I said, this storage is expandable with a micro SD chip. Now, this exact model of the Realme 7 will run you up about £179, which is extremely cheap for a phone of this high spec. The Realme 7 Pro here will cost you £279. Again, an incredible price for a phone this highly spec'd. Now, what we are comparing is the lowest spec Realme 7 compared to the highest spec Realme 7 Pro, so that's why you will see such drastic price difference. As you go higher up on the Realme 7 spectrum, you will see the prices get slightly higher, but again, still incredible prices. Anyway guys, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed this type of video, make sure to hit that like button and maybe consider subscribing. If you've got any questions about any of the Realme 7 range, please leave it in the comments below and we'll be sure to get to you as quick as possible. Thank you guys very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.